And we are back here. I may or may not have pointed this out. There's an old guy with a Nuzleaf preventing us from going to the stadium. But now that we know he's a bad guy, we can freely kill him without any sort of conscience. What are games teaching us these days? Anywho, this guy, I don't know, he's... In my practiced attempts, he's been kind of inconsistent. Sometimes that Nuzleaf uses Fake Out, sometimes it doesn't. Even though Fake Out would be actually pretty darn useful in this situation, since I can one-hit KO both of those Pokemon very easily. But he doesn't use Fake Out, I don't know. He has Fake Out, I know, I've tried, I've seen it. But Nuzleaf goes down in one hit, Torkoal will be doing the same. And there's our Shadow Swinub right there. I could be kind of irritated about it if I felt like it, because there was a Shadow Pilus Mine in Coliseum. But I'll live with it. It's earlier on in the game, and it's a pre-evolution, so it's alright. Now, fortunately, Fable has no good ways of whittling that thing. And Arca, unfortunately, can't Thunder Wave it since it's part ground. So this is just gonna be a Body Slam Bonanza. And that... Now I'll use a Quick Attack Mud Slap combo. Ooh, even that Mud Slap's gonna be on the edge, I don't know. Not feeling this one. Come on, don't KO. Don't KO. Alright, good. Not risking it any further. Time for some balls. Gotcha. That was a little more stressful because I didn't have a status effect going. But it's all good. It's all good. We're all happy here. And that is officially half the Shadow Pokemon in this area. Now you may notice that this place is logically completely abandoned, as you might expect. But we got some dudes in here in the actual Coliseum portion. By the way, these guys will be standing near the entrance, regardless of which door you use. Now this one, you might think having Arca out would be a good idea, but that Electrike has Lightning Rod. Or, it probably has Lightning Rod. I've never been stupid enough to try, but I'm pretty darn sure, considering it's kind of an obvious trap. And one KO. Yeah. And I'm not expecting the Aurora Beam to give me probably 50% damage. Anyway, here's our Shadow Pokemon. Spearow. Seems so mundane. I don't get it. I mean, they could make it a Fearow at this point, which would be harder to snag, but it'll be a little more exotic. Especially since Fearow is actually pretty cool and often gets overlooked. But I'm planning to use Kenya in my personal Heart Gold playthrough thing. Kenya being the Spearow that you get from the guy in Goldenrod. So I don't want to wear out my tolerance for this one. And Pelipper goes down. So yeah, I may be underestimating Spearow's, like, power or stats, but yeah, its defense and special defense actually kind of really suck, 30 and 31. But that's high attack and speed. I think it actually is better than Pidgey. And that's a little bit irritating. And that's a little bit dangerous. Not going to go any further with whittling, not even with quick attack. Just going to go like that. By the way, according to Bulbapedia, this thing will be holding a sharp beak, which boosts flying type moves. Gotcha! I don't have any flying type moves, and I don't believe I will at any point in this playthrough, so not too useful for me. And yep, another automatic fight. Hooray! Faultly. Who would name their kid Faultly? Like, if you want to pin the blame on someone, they'll call him Faultly, just name him after the true father. That was a very forced joke, but Faultly is a terrible name, and it sounds like that kind of thing. Anyway, get rid of the Stantler, just because I don't have a good reason. Ah, surprised by a hair. That's not too frustrating, actually, because I want to be careful about what I inflict on the Shadow Pokemon, of course, as always, even though I'm usually not. Uproar. Uproar prevents people from going to sleep, which usually kind of sucks unless you're facing something with rest. But it's such a gimmick strategy, it really doesn't work outside of never used. As far as I know. Again, this is coming from a guy who hasn't actually done any sort of Wi-Fi battling in probably over a year, maybe 2 years. I don't know if this flamethrower is going to KO. I personally don't really care. Doesn't matter too much. Yeah, hang it. Both of his Pokemon hang on when they probably shouldn't. So yeah, Grimer. I think 1 or 2 people wanted me to use Grimer. Nah, not too keen on it. I have other weird amorphous blobs in mind. And there's another level up for Rin, alright. I don't get Fable out of there. Gonna want to get the Paralysis Knot. Oh yeah, Shadow Hold. Forgot about that, so I'm just gonna confuse you. I suppose that is actually kind of an irritating and effective Shadow move, since you usually want to switch something in that can use Paralysis or Sleep on a given Shadow Pokemon, and preventing switching makes that harder. And I don't think the Shed Shell exists in 3rd generation, I'm gonna check. And I should call you... I'm gonna go for another Body Slam. Wanna Whittle, wanna Whittle. Yep, Shed Shell does not have a location listed in Bulbapedia for any 3rd generation games, so I assume that means it's not in them. Ooh, in Japanese it's called the Pretty Shed Shell. Ah! You had to ruin my streak, didn't you? Yeah, but there's the side effect of calling in this game compared to Coliseum. Raise accuracy one stage. That could be useful if you're fighting a double teamer. I'm not sure if that actually works. I'm not sure if raising your own accuracy will counterbalance someone else's double team. I haven't really had an experience in that, and I don't really want to find out, because that would be a very irritating experience. Gotcha! There we go.